Yes, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Bootcast podcast. Everybody, it's a little bit of a sleepy time podcast today. We're all kind of running on fumes. I've been sick as shit this past weekend. I'm pretty sure I got the flu again. Colby, you're my usual host. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. I found out today that I will have to, volunteer to coach my middle child's rec soccer team. So I am looking forward to coaching my son, but I'm not looking forward to, getting back into the coaching saddle, dude. Because you never know what you're going to get.
No. I can't coach that age. It's too frustrating. I get too frustrated. I know me. Yeah. And
what age is this?
Oh, he's 4 years old. 4-year-old.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm not doing below like 10.
There's always one behavior kid that like goes around and kicks everybody else in the shins. Now I dealt with that with my older kid, and now it's like, what do you do? What do you say? Like, and the parents are just like, I don't know, man. We're out here to get them socialized, and I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. Anyways,
chew gum just so you can smack on it real hard when you get frustrated.
Exactly.
And Matt, you're here with us as always since season 2 started. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. Another weekend of no soccer. I don't know what's going on with these fields here.
Jeez.
I don't see snow, so I don't understand why they keep getting, closed. But I did get a little training session this morning, so that felt good. But it's been a while.
I was gonna say, are the grounds just that frozen? Like, is the ground that frozen?
It's for the last few days. It's been like in the 40s, so it's at least been like warm enough, and it's been sunny. So I don't know. I feel like they're just lazy.
Okay. Well, we have some new updates from everybody. Some people have gotten some things in. Some people have gotten rid of things. We've got to come back to our weekly Copa Icon 2 Colby update. We'll have that coming for you guys as the show goes on. I've got some updates, but yeah, let's get into this. All right. So let's talk about, I just want to get right into this main one, okay? Let's get right into the heavy topic. Colby's Adidas Polar Victory Pack is finally coming out, and it looks like it's not going to be AG. So, Colby, the question that's on my mind, and I'm pretty sure is on Matt's mind.
Yep.
Are you going to purchase a pair of FT Preds?
I think I will, but maybe not right away.
Liar.
I
See?
have a...
God.
Look, I made 2 purchases yesterday, and so I'm gonna have to wait a little bit. But
okay, were either of those a Adidas Predator FT?
No, they were both Nikes. So
see,
I know. I just keep giving them money. I need to stop. But they're older. One's significantly older than the other. So yeah, very excited.
So like
for
when
those.
the last gen, remember, you wanted the whiteout one. What was the original whiteout pack called? Do you remember? Pearlized.
Pearlized.
Okay,
Yep.
pearlized.
Yeah, gorgeous.
You wanted the pearlized, and you're like, I'm gonna wait, and then they sold out, and then you got mad that you waited, and then the Day Spark came through, and you didn't go with the Preds, you went with the F50s, which I think might have been an even worse decision than just not buying it.
That was probably.
I think that's like, you know what I mean. So now this white and blue pack has come out. You had your Beckhams. Unfortunately, they fell apart on you. You had to send them back. Rip the dream. But this new pack is coming out. It's white, it's silver, it's blue, it screams Colby, and you're like, no.
I'm not saying no. I'm just saying that I don't think this one's going to be... I think it's going to be similar to the Day Spark, and where it's not the most popular Predator. But we're still in January of 2025, so I know there's going to be a million colorways from now until December, when they release probably the 26th. So I would argue the best colorway of 2024 was that Vivid Horizon, which had like the really awesome pinkish colorway. So I don't necessarily want to pull the trigger too early, and I also think that these won't be the most popular Predators that come out, only because it's a white tongue on a white base, and we've had this conversation a million times, but I think a contrasting tongue works a lot better. So I don't necessarily want to pull the trigger too early, find out that there's a better pair later on down the road.
Yeah.
And I'm still kind of a little bit finicky about having the same color tongue on the same color base.
That's fair. I agree. I just kind of came to a realization that we're like a month into the year and there's already 4 colorways of the Predator.
It's not
which
enough.
is kind of wild. Yeah.
It's not enough.
Not enough.
Yeah,
That's
and
literally one a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's still 11 months to go. So you guys hold your horses, all right? I'm gonna get on Team Predator. I just need a little bit of time.
I know that you're really just waiting for that slime green one that says Predator across the side.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one he's going to go for. I see you, Kobby.
Yeah,
Don't pull the trigger too early because you can get all of. You could literally have all 9.5s of those.
Dude, there was a drop, a champagne drop on soccer.com where they got restocked, and I got a text about it, and then I think I checked like 2 days later and they were all gone.
Yeah, of course.
So that was fast.
Mm-hmm.
The champagne's a good colorway. Are you guys excited about either of the other two lines, the Copa or the F50s?
The Copa, in my opinion, looks a lot better than I expected. I don't know why. Like, just seeing the actual pictures versus like whatever the digital ones were, they just look super clean.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be honest, that knit's gonna get so dirty.
Oh, yeah.
But they look clean to start.
Dude, I'm the biggest sucker, as you guys know, for white colorways, like white, silver, blue. Like that is such a nice color combination.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And you don't want to buy it because
I do
you
wanna
want to buy it too early.
But I just spent I think $200 yesterday, so I've got to, you have to think about these things.
Yeah. You should have
I-
saved that and bought some FTs.
well, you know what?
Look at that. There's no response. You just okay, you're right.
Wait, so does this Predator, does it at least have the blue Adidas logo on the tongue, or is it just all white tongue?
I think it's
It's a-
silver.
Oh, it's silver.
I think it might be a white. Is it a white
Is it-
logo
I
with
thought it was-
blue striking elements?
It's blue striking elements. I know that.
What?
Like, yeah, it's a clear blue.
I thought they
It's like
were
that trans-
I thought it was like silver, like a grayish, like a darker gray striking element, and then a silver logo.
Let me look. I'm looking it up now.
I would
Silver
say
logo
we've
would
all
be pretty dope.
seen different
Oh,
ones.
it's a white. It looks like a white logo.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's gonna be similar to what they did with the what was that pearlized?
Yeah, I think if they had done a completely blue tongue like the Beckhams, this would be like a knockout win.
I would say if it was a blue tongue, would you question getting it, or you just?
Nah, it'd be on the way. Man, this is a good looking boot. I probably will buy these.
It is blue elements.
We just shamed him into looking
I
at
know.
more pictures to buy.
Way to
it.
go.
That's
Way to go, guys.
It
That
does
is
look
peer
really
pressure
good.
right there. Peer pressure.
Love it. I love this colorway.
But yeah, I mean, I agree. I seen the F50s in person. I thought they looked super, super clean. Like the F50, even though we've kind of gone back and forth, it's kind of not the best boot. It's a super clean silhouette. Like overall, it looks like a good boot.
Yeah. I will say, I think the white one looks a little cheap. I'll be honest.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's the tongue. I think it's that elastic tongue material in white. I think just looks cheap.
That's fair. This
Can
is a
see
very
that.
divisive podcast tonight.
Yeah.
Everybody's tired, so everybody's unfiltered. Okay, and then I'll be honest, I don't really like the Copa. I think it looks kind of fat. Like I don't really know another way that I can describe it, but in that white colorway, it just looks super round and thick to me. Which is weird because I like the first icon, and that thing's thick as hell.
Yeah, it is kind of weird, Justin.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. It's a nice colorway.
I got weird taste.
I think it's because the leather, the toe box looks thicker than the heel. I think that's what's throwing it off.
Maybe that's what it is, and maybe it's because like on the what's the current pack called? Is it the Victory?
Pure Victory.
Pure Vic, thank you. Like with the black lines, it kind of has that contrast, and I think on the white one, it's like white to a different kind of silvery white, and it just looks very odd. Like it just something looks off to me. But that's it. I mean, like I don't hate them. If you gave them to me, I'd wear them no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, they do kind of look a little obtuse. I agree with you now, Justin, that I'm getting like a good look at this.
I would agree. I think the two-tone helps that design a lot better.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think if they would have done, okay, here's a weird thing. If they would have done like white on the front and then the back part was blue, do you think that would have looked better or worse, in your opinion?
I think it'd be better. I honestly do.
That's how I feel too.
I don't think it would fit the pack as much since it's like kind of like a whiteout pack, but I think it would look better.
Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, at least like I will say with this pack, everything kind of falls in line. So that's I mean, just like the Day Spark. So
yeah. Well, while we're on the topic of the Copa, I need to talk about mine because I bought them. I pulled the trigger. Everybody told me not to, so naturally I had to. Yeah, I did laceless. Okay, so I followed Colby's advice. I went half a size down. I got to do like an actual session in them today, and they feel really good. Okay, boots that they definitely feel like the spiritual successor to the like the 19 plus, the 20 plus. They definitely feel kind of like that next evolutionary step. On feet though, this is a weird shout, okay, but just roll with me. On feet, when I put them on, they reminded me a lot of the Speed Portal Plus and like how they formed to my foot and how the elastic felt to my foot. Like my foot felt secure in the boot. Like they're not like a slop like the what's before the Speed Portal, the Speed Flow. Mm-hmm. That I know that everybody loves that laceless boot. That's one of the sloppiest laceless boots I've ever felt. Okay. It is. Like, it feels terrible on my foot. This one actually feels pretty good. Like, I posted it earlier on my story, but, like, it feels good to have, like, a decent laceless boot again. So, like, I definitely will keep wearing these. Like, they are super comfortable. They're what I call the poor man's Rotero. Like, the Fusion skin feels the same. They just felt fine.
Yeah.
You know?
The 19 plus and the 20 plus is a pretty good comparison, Justin. A lot of people really loved those boots. And that was like one of those, like, hey, look, like it's a laceless boot, so you're not going to get the best lockdown, but if you want that really nice like leather touch when the ball comes down, like, and I think they gave you more K leather on those, I believe, if you opted out of the like the normal 0.1 models.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I had a pair of 19 pluses. It was one of my favorite boots.
Yeah, they're great.
They're good.
But I gotta address like the elephant in the room with them. The sizing is super freaking weird. Okay, trying to censor myself because everybody wants to call me out on my F-bombs in the comments. But I went half a size down, like you said, Colby, and they fit good, they feel good, everything. But I sent you guys a video, sent some of the other people in our chat a video. I have like legitimately like a thumb of room, okay? And then when I put on my Roteros, which are an 8, like my toe goes all the way to the end. So it's super odd because the boot didn't feel sloppy on foot, like it felt good. But when I went to kind of take them off, I was like, damn, that looks kind of clown-like. And yeah. So I don't know if I could go all the way down to a US 7. I think it would start to get too tight. But yeah, just so anybody knows if you're watching this, definitely, I keep telling everybody, please, if you can, try these on before you buy them. Because the insoles, like on the 7.5 matches up to the 8 on the Rotero, which kind of goes by what J Mike was saying. But yeah, it just, if you can try them on, the laced or the laceless, please try them on before you buy them. Like this is going to be a very individual kind of feel for them.
Yeah, that is kind of weird, man, because everybody's saying that, well, I guess those boots, and I can't remember if the icons are as well, but a lot of people are using, or a lot of the boots are using the Predator last, and so it's weird those don't line up. And the fact that you might even have to go another half size down is just kind of strange.
It's very odd. Yeah. It's a very weird boot. It's like I said, I don't hate it yet. I mean, I might take them into an outdoor game and like actually try them. But when I did like sprint tests, cut tests, like I was fine. I wasn't slipping in it. I didn't feel like I was gonna break my ankle like in the F50 Plus. Just very odd boot. Like I haven't put my finger on it yet. So it needs more time. I'll keep updating if anybody cares. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Per usual, march to my own drum. Got a boot that everybody told me not to.
Well, Justin,
I just wanted to let him stew for a minute. Colby, Copa Icon Watch. They're here.
They're here.
They're loud.
2 years later.
I know, dude. Way behind. Behind Matt.
Where's pair 1? Is it still in Louisiana?
Dude, it's still in Louisiana. Yeah,
that's insane.
That'd be cool if they show up like one day.
They had to get lost somewhere.
When I'm an old man, like my kids are left for college, and like the doorbell rings,
like a spider web on it.
Exactly.
Is there a Colby
like
here?
Blow the dust off it. It's like Jumanji or something.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So it sucks me in. No, so I played with these with my kids on Saturday, just on turf actually. They are snug, and Matt told me that they would be snug, and I know that Matt likes his leather boots a half size down in Mizuno's and things. So when he said they're a little snug, I was a little worried. But like the thing that actually I didn't like was it felt kind of It's hard to say. Like, all right, I had a similar issue with the last version of the Copas with the torsion frame and the Nemesis sole plate, where this might be just a little bit too narrow for my foot, because I was running around with my son. I was like, oh, that kind of hurts. You know what I mean? I was like, well, maybe they're too tight. So I loosened them up. I kind of let them breathe for a little bit. I tried again, same thing. Also, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a little, probably not because of the camera, but there's a lot of fraying already. I know they're AG and they're leather, so they'll fray, but
I see it, yeah.
there's a lot like already. That's from one session. Look at that.
You need to burn that.
Yeah. You just burn that shit
just
out.
burn it.
I mean, that happened in my Mizunos, my Made in Japan Mizunos, so I don't think that's a huge issue. But
but the main thing is, like, these might be one of those boots that is great for a lot of people, but not necessarily my feet. So
what about the heel, Colby?
Heel was actually not too bad. There's slight slippage on the left. I think I just have a weird left foot, because that seems to always be where it happens. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, it's not a bad boot. I just don't think it's a boot for my feet.
Is it, when you feel that the tightness, is it in the midfoot or the toe box?
It's all over. On my left foot's longer than my right, which is weird, but so I have a lot more toe tightness on the left, but that's just, I usually have to go through that with a lot of boots. But it was just like I couldn't get comfortable, and I could kind of feel more pain in my joints. Yeah, I might give them a little bit more time, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, mine, I wore them today, and I tied them a little bit tighter this time than I tied mine the first time I wore them, and I did get some like cramping in the first few minutes. I had to loosen them up a little bit too, so I kind of see what you mean when it comes to just like the overall fit. It is like pretty snug. I'm hoping they just stretch out a little bit though, and I feel like the toe box at least will, but my worry is the midfoot, so we'll see.
Do you think that going half a size down for both of you is the reason that you're cramping like that? Because it's like essentially it's too tight on your foot. Like lengthwise, it's good, but like I guess widthwise, it's too narrow.
Yeah. I think lengthwise, I think like even with my left foot, like it was starting to break it. Like it felt more comfortable after 20 minutes at the toe. Yeah. But like the overall boot, like it just doesn't feel like I have enough width.
Does it feel like the F50?
Yeah, a little bit. The F50 I had a half size bigger than this.
Yeah,
and
but I meant like
there was
the
enough
sense
length
of
to the toe.
Like crunching your foot.
Oh,
that's what you
the
used to complain.
The F50 was a heel blister machine. It was a heel blister machine. It was like the top of my feet. My pinky would get scraped from that like material on the top. These are definitely better than the F50. Like definitely better than the F50. Not as good as the Predator, in my opinion, or at least the Pred 24, because I haven't tried the 25. But I think because of the sole plate, I don't know if I would go AG with the 25 Pred. So to y'all's question earlier about the Predator, I'd probably just get the regular the control frame 2.0.
Okay,
gotcha. Yeah, that sole plate does make the Predator more narrow, so that's a good point.
I was gonna say, Matt, following up with your AG Preds. Have you gotten to wear them some more? Like overall, have your opinions changed? Because you were talking about how you noticed the heel was a little bit tighter on the AGs. So what are your overall impressions kind of going on with those?
I haven't gotten to wear them much like on the field, on pitch yet, but I have just went around the house trying to break them in a little bit more. And honestly, I think my overall opinion of these, if you don't have a wide foot, so if you're like a relatively normal to narrow foot, I would just go AG, FT Pred. Wait for the AG FT Preds. I personally like the sole plate better. I think the fit overall, as long as you don't have wide feet, is better. The heel lockdown is better. And I personally just like this sole plate. I like conical studs. So for me, it just feels more natural. So, I mean, to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to get a regular pair of Preds again. Okay. I think I'll just wait for another AG.
Okay, fair enough. And then Colby, I'm sorry, were you saying something?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, Colby, you had the Copa Pure 3s and a 9 also, right?
Yes.
Okay. I know you didn't get to really play in them, but you got to wear them a bit. Did you feel that same sense of like cramping and kind of crushing your foot like you do in the Icons?
Yeah, this is so ironic because I'm like, man, I think the Icon 2 is gonna be way better than the Copa Pure 3s, like, but my foot felt much better in the 3s. So
Okay.
I feel, yeah, that's on me, you know?
That's all right. That's what this is about, man. It's about
Right.
learning and just
Right,
trying
exactly.
shit, you know?
No, the cool thing about the Copa Pure 3s, and you probably know this already, is it just felt like the entire boot was like this. I think you can more or less kind of tell that, you know, it's like synthetic midfoot and then leather toe box. With the Copa Pure 3s, it's kind of like the entire boot is like the same.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So it feels almost more accommodating, and you can tell it's going to get more accommodating. So, yeah, maybe when those go on sale, I'll actually go back and try to break in a pair of those. Because you said that your pair, like my pair, the gold pair that they came out with, the launch colorway, because you were over at my house and you were kind of feeling that felt more plasticky than the red and black ones that you have.
Yeah.
There.
So the ones that you had, like, I don't know if maybe it's because, like, there was a sheen that kind of, you remember it had that weird kind of sheen all over it? I don't know if there was, like, another layer or something on it, but when I used to press the leather on yours, like, it felt like it was, like, crunching under my hand. Like, it felt plasticky. Kind of like how my TechCraft GTs do. Like, there's something off about them. You can tell. But on this one, they're matte. And I didn't have that same sensation. Like when I press it, it kind of feels like my Roteros do, my Beckhams do, like a lot of my other leather boots do. So again, I know that a lot of times like Adidas is weird with those teaser pairs where they kind of do something different to be like, oh, here's a special one. And it's for like, you know, up front and up fun. But yeah, I think if you got the Pure Victory pack, I think I said that right, or the Polar Victory, or whatever victory you're going to do with Adidas and Nike's doing Mads, I think you would be a lot happier than with that teaser Lux pair, if that makes sense.
Nice. Yeah. I wonder that freaking dumb line they put on the teaser pair.
Yes.
I wonder if they needed to put something on the upper to make that stick, and that's why it feels like different.
I could see it.
That makes sense.
It's weird that like I said, because even when he pulled them out of the box, like the first thing I was like, oh, those are shiny. I was like, that's way shinier than I thought. And I felt someone, I was like, yeah, this feels like plastic. These feel cheap.
Right.
So yeah. So
that's
I was just curious if the Icon kind of had the same issues for you.
Yeah. Speaking of Lux boots that feel not like leather, Justin, the Tiempo Lux Montebelluna. Wow, were we just
all
off?
Wrong?
Wow,
so wrong.
All three of us were horribly, horribly wrong.
Dude, don't ever get your hopes up with Nike again. I mean,
don't listen to us about anything. We are wrong.
Well, I mean, in our defense, like it really looked like they had gone out of their way to create like stitching, and like it looked like leather, and I'm sure they probably feel better than the regular Flytouch Plus, but oh my gosh, dude, like how, like I don't even know where to begin with this subject, because the Tiempo Legend 9 Montebelluna pair is one of probably my favorite Tiempo, maybe my favorite boot. Like it would definitely be my top 5 boots of all time. Like it is an incredible boot, and to go from something like that to this is just like the biggest slap in the face. I mean, I know we already went through this over the summer with the Tiempo 30, but dude, I mean, like, come on. And like the fact that nobody freaking like came out and talked about it. It was like everybody was kind of afraid. It was the biggest elephant in the room to even mention that like it wasn't kangaroo leather. Like this whole release has just been, it's been weird.
Matt, I want to hear your thoughts.
Oh, I got a lot of them.
Okay, good.
Oh, man.
Colby, that's the most I've heard Colby talk without stopping in the 60 episodes I've recorded this show with him. So I'm impressed, and I know you're pissed. I'm kind of the outlier on this one, so I'm gonna wait my turn. So Matt, you were pretty annoyed this morning. So let me hear it. Let me hear these thoughts.
I was annoyed this morning. I was annoyed when I first heard they weren't leather. The Tiempo is my favorite Nike boot. It has been. It always will be. Well, maybe not now, but this pissed me off so much. To like, even like, don't make it look like it's gonna be leather, then not have it be leather. Like, right. And then the thing that really ticked me off is like, okay, it's one thing it's not leather. The Tiempo wasn't leather before. Fine. But then they go ahead and what it looks like is they've now included a leather bag in with the boots for the release. It comes with a leather bag. It comes with more leather on the bag that would have been on the boots. Mm-hmm. It's just crazy. And then they're doing all these promo pictures with these custom leather jackets all the professionals are wearing. I'm like,
it's
you're
gaslighting.
using the leather for like the wrong reason. What are you guys doing? Yeah, so I saw all that and I just lost my shit, for lack of a better term. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I really want this boot to just flop, but I feel like it's probably already sold out in most places, which pisses me off. And I really hope that they're just really bad, honestly, because it's gonna make me feel a lot better if they are.
That is very strong. That both of you,
yeah,
are mad.
And dude, they gave us the wine red too. Right. I'm sorry, I gotta keep going. The wine red, all the other wine red Tiempos are absolutely fantastic and leather, and then they just ruin it. They just ruin the color.
So stupid, dude.
My Italian heritage is hurting.
Did you guys?
All right.
Did you guys ever watch Key and Peele? You ever
yeah.
Okay. You remind me of, there's one, I don't remember what the skit is, but they're playing like these guys, and every time they walk up to the stand, he's like, I'm pissed. I'm royally pissed. That's what you both sound like, just like echoing off of one another, like, this is the Tiempo is the greatest thing ever, and this boot is dog shit, and they've ruined it, and I hate it. And I just kept hearing that skit in my mind the whole time. Oh, pissed.
It's so
pissed.
Stupid, dude. It's so stupid. It's so freaking like, it's borderline. It's stupid. It's, I don't want to say lazy, because I'm sure they did more to that Flytouch Plus to like make it like that. So maybe it's softer, maybe it feels better. But like, dude, come on. Like, you did so much more in late 2022 for the Tiempo Legend 9. Like, you put it on a different freaking sole plate. Like, that's how much more effort you put into it. Yeah. Like, it's nuts. I mean, that insert like sucked, but everything else was so incredible with that boot. And it was like, and it wasn't even limited to 5,000 pairs, I don't think. I think it was like well more widespread than that.
Oh yeah.
And then they re-released it.
Yeah. And they had all three sole plates too.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah. So I think the reason that you're both so irritated, and the best way I can put it, is that you both feel like insulted. That like this is the luxurious version of this boot and what it should represent, and it's you basically got jebaited. Like, that's kind of what happened, and I understand why you're both so pissed, and I agree with you to an extent, but I think these look freaking fantastic. I want a pair so bad. And the only reason I want a pair is because I wanted the pearls, and I got talked out of the pearls many a times, and I regret never getting those pearls, okay? Because those are fantastic looking boots. And I think that this boot, to its credit, this is what's going to, I can already kind of see this happening. This boot is going to be just like the emeralds and the pearls, where a lot of people are going to get them to sell them, to try to flip them and make a ton of money on them. And it's going to be a dud because it's a dud boot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you wanted it for retail, like, now is the time to get it. But I think even later on, you're going to see, because how much are they? Like $250, right?
Yeah, they're only $250.
Okay.
It's like a $20 bump or something.
Yeah, okay. So it's a bump up in price. Because what you're going to see is, and I'm going to call it now, resellers are going to have them for $275 to $300, and you're going to see it every single day shown on Instagram, and in about 2 to 3 months, somebody's going to be selling them for like $200 brand new. Like, just please take them.
Take these shitty boots off my hands. Yeah.
It's going to be like the same thing like with the Mercurial, the TNs. You remember those? The yellow ones with the black lines was the Vapor, and then the Superfly was the purple with the black lines. Remember, Colby?
Oh, yes.
How long ago was this?
It was like the Air.
I remember. It's like the ZM or the TN. You'll know it as soon as you see it, Kobby.
It was like the Air Max shoe inspired looking.
Okay, but remember, so many resellers bought those because they thought it was going to be huge money, and all these people were buying those to make a profit on them. And no offense, nobody really liked them. And I think that's what's going to happen because every single Legend colorway has been massively discounted. I've still found the launch colorway in most sizes for like $120. I've seen the blue pack, brand new. It's 1 generation pack on sale for what was it, Kobby? $120.
Dude, it is
the silver's on
it is
sale.
wild.
Orange is
wild how much the Tiempo Legend 10 has depreciated in value. Like if you look at it from its launch in 2023, which had like the Women's World Cup colorway, which a lot of people got, and that wasn't supposed to be the main colorway. They just kind of flipped it. And then the prototype, that was like peak. We didn't know it at the time, but that was peak because nobody knew yet. Because we were like, oh, this is kind of cool. Oh, wow. Like it's just simulating leather. And then like we found out that it just wasn't up to quality, and like the sole plate wasn't up to quality. And now we're at a point where it's just like everybody knows, dude. Maybe like 10% of people knew back then, but now like 99% of people like think it's crap. So I don't know where to go from here. I think that we were so hyped up and gassed up last podcast because we thought, well, maybe this is the turning point. This is the point in time where they fix this issue that's been bothering us since the summer of 2023. And instead, we've gotten another like FU to our faces from Nike. And it's frustrating, dude. And like in this boot in particular, this is like Matt said, this is my favorite Nike boot of all time. And you have like ruined it. Like this is like the end of Game of Thrones, dude. It's like you built me up for all these seasons. And now you're just gonna like end it like this. Like how could you end it like this? Why would you do this to me?
They had the chance to make this Nike's Rotero.
Yes.
And they completely dropped the ball as hard as possible on this launch.
It makes me wonder too if it's one of those reasons where if they do that, then they will inadvertently admit that Flytouch Plus is an inferior product to leather, that they were wrong, and that they've wasted all this time, money, and R&D into something that people don't want. And we know, I mean, the three of us know Nike is not going to do that. They're going to, I guarantee you, there's going to be, oh my God, I can already see it now. I guarantee you, instead of doing like a Tech Craft pack, there's going to be a Flytouch Plus pack, and there'll be some Mercurial that's going to be made out of Flytouch, and there'll be a GT that's made out of Flytouch. I guarantee it. I can see some dumbass pack.
They kind of already did that. We know that they can do that because they did that on the Vapor 1 remake. That was Flytouch.
Yeah.
So you're onto something, dude.
But Nike, they had the opportunity to do this without on paper backtracking. Like they could just make the Montebelluna special edition every single year leather. And then that's what people have to look forward to if they want a leather Tiempo. And like that's what Adidas is doing right now with the Predator. They're giving us that 1 or 2 special edition leather Predator, and then we have something to look forward to. But like the Predator then is also still good because it gives us something a little bit different.
But see, I would say that the problem is, it's like if you set a precedent, that becomes the norm, and that's what people expect. So I know a lot of people that are waiting on the 25 because they're waiting for essentially the Rotero 2.0, the Beckham's 2.0, right? Okay, so if you're a company and you've done a Rotero, it's awesome, and you're like, okay, we're going to do it on the 25. Then how do you convince people, regular people, that they need to buy any of the colorways before that special edition comes out? You know what I mean? So again, if Nike, like let's say Nike's like, oh hey, yeah, this is the Legend Montebelluna, whatever. Okay, cool. It's actually leather. Okay, everybody's gonna freak out. Everybody's gonna buy them. No other Legend will get sold, and they are trying to cut that secondary market off, that third party market off. They don't want none of that because they don't get any of that. So that's why they're like, I promise that with the way that they stitch it, somehow this will be a softer Flytouch Plus or a more plush or more leather, like some jargon, whatever. But I think that Nike is worried on over delivering on something like that, because if you do that, then that's what people start expecting. Kind of like I think that Adidas is at this point in their lifespan, they've kind of shot themselves in the foot in the way of always having to come out with a new remake. Like they'll never get out of the remake game now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think at this point, if Nike is going to continue to use Flytouch Plus and just trying to keep getting it closer and closer to natural leather, they need to make it look like a leather boot. Like that's the problem. I think the Tiempo just doesn't look like a leather boot. It looks like a CTR.
Yeah,
right.
And If they took
all
like a
this.
page out of Asics catalog, like give us the stitching, make it look leather, and then have it like be synthetic. Like I think Asics is doing a fantastic job with that. And according to Andrew, since he's the only one I know that has tried the new X-Fly Pro 3, it feels almost identical to leather, which is awesome. So
Yeah, and I agree because like I had the X-Fly Pro 2 SEs that I had gotten from Andrew, which was the synthetic special colorway or whatever. And if I didn't know that those weren't leather, you wouldn't have convinced me those weren't leather. I mean, even when they peeled, like at the toe box, they peeled up like that leather and had like that kind of vanilla color thing under it where it's like soft felty. Like it was that. I was like, whoa, like this is leather like. This is leather like. You know what I mean? So again, I totally agree with you guys. Like I get your frustration. I get why you feel like it's almost a slap in the face. Kind of like I said, it's a disgrace in a way. But for me, I just think it's a phenomenal looking boot. And I'm worried that I will miss out and have like non-buyer's remorse on something that I genuinely want just because I'm me.
So I was trying to like think of why this bothers me more than like any other like boot company, like because you could say like New Balance, right? The 442 that went synthetic, and that synthetic's actually pretty good, right? Like that model's pretty good. Like Puma with their K better, like that doesn't bother me as much. I think it's because like you have like from I know the Tiempo is from like 94, but like let's say even like 2005 where they modernized it, kind of got Ronaldinho behind it. Like everything from then till now has just been like such quality. Like the history is so rich, and to end it here, and like I hope this isn't the ending. I really hope they kind of figure out a way to get themselves out of this, but I think that Nike, in the state that they are now, are just going to cut their losses, and I think they're just going to rename it. I don't even think they're like what you guys are talking about, where it's like, let's just make it look like leather, keep the Tiempo name on it. I think the best thing is maybe at this point just to kill it and act like it never happened for them. And I think that's where they're going to go with this. Like after this, I think this is the point of no return for me. And I don't know if you guys feel like that, but I'm just feeling really low right now on Nike.
No, I think I agree. I feel like I'm already mourning it, you know? Like I'm having a moment on the Tiempo going away. But yeah, I don't see, like I'm continuously seeing them not give a crap about it. And so it's not looking good. I hope that they ended up, just tweaking it, making it look more like a leather boot and more like, previous Tiempos, but I just don't see it happening. I agree.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I think the part that's like is sad about it is that it doesn't get to go out with a bang. It goes out with a whimper. And that's kind of always the word. It's like, it's like when you watch a professional fighter or somebody who's like Muhammad Ali, like dominating the sport. You're like, yes, like, okay, leave at the top. And then, unfortunately everybody gets old, time goes on and they kind of just wither away. And that's what happens. And so, yeah, I think a lot of people, like if Nike would have finished with like the Legend 9 and let's say done another Montebelluna at the end of it, maybe another colorway, right? And they're like, all right, guys, that's the MI. Nobody knew. And then they're like, okay, instead of the Tiempo Legend 10, we have this new boot. I think people are like, that sucks. But like, at least this thing got a proper send off. And I think that's where everybody is so upset is because they're like, yeah, the Tiempo, like we didn't even get to say goodbye to it. Like it was just taken from us and we got left with this piece of junk.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why everybody's like so passionate about this boot specifically.
Yeah. I think they just wanted to push it to 10 to get the Tiempo 10 name. And like, if that was the case, give us like a pre-release limited leather version as the last leather Tiempo ever, and then send it off on its synthetic journey. I think that would have been better than kind of what they did. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of other ways they could have handled it.
Do you guys remember, this was before the Tiempo 10 came out, and we were like footy headlines and other people were trying to speculate on what the Tiempo 10 was going to be. And I think they were almost trying to do like a fusion skin variation of it, like a Nike style fusion skin where it was going to be like 50% kangaroo leather and then 50% synthetic.
Yep.
And then by the time it actually came out, they dropped it. So I don't know. I think that like if they were going to do it, they should have almost done a hybrid like that, where it's like it's kind of not, and then we're going to go fully. Like it's almost like they just kind of gradually get us in the water, and then take us to the deep end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they didn't ease us into it. They just rammed it right down our throat, and it sucks. But I bought a pair, so let's move on. One thing that I want to hear about specifically from you guys is, what is your jersey pick of the week? Matt, you look down. I need you to speak about something happy. So give me a jersey, brother. Let me look up a good-looking jersey.
All right, this is a pretty good one. 95-96 Borussia Dortmund home jersey.
Throwback. You said the home kit?
Home kit.
Okay, let's see this.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like neonish.
Ooh, yeah.
I like that.
Good looking kit.
I saw a TikTok the other day, and it said all of Dortmund's 90s jerseys don't miss. So I looked them up the other day, and they're not wrong.
Yeah. That is
cool.
That's a great looking kit. Good shout, whoever TikTok person that was. And Matt, thanks for bringing that to our team. Oh, I needed that.
Of course.
All right, Colby, what's your jersey pick? What
All right,
Liverpool
Justin.
kit am I looking at?
Oh no, it's not Liverpool, but you're not gonna like it either because it's MLS. I went with the New York Red Bulls 2010-2011 home kit. This was their I believe it was their white kit with it's this era of Adidas where they have
I've had this kit. I have this kit.
They have the stripes like up here, and then they've got the patches, and then the stripes continue. And that's my absolute favorite. They did this on some Chelsea jerseys. They did this on Liverpool jerseys. This is when Thierry Henry came over to the MLS.
The Henry era?
This is first season.
Yeah, it's his first season, Henry. Yeah, dude, this was kind of like a really big, I guess, transition within the MLS. Where it's kind of like Beckham had already come over, and then Henry came over, and then after this, a little bit later, Gerrard came and Lampard came, or Lampard might have had a loan stint at the other New York team that was also Man City, or no, he went to the New York team, and then I think he got loaned to Man City or something. Yeah, New York, NYFC.
Yeah. I think he was at Man City first, and then he went to New York FC because they have an affiliation or something.
Yeah, there was something about that. There was also something about Thierry Henry wouldn't play on turf pitches. Do you guys remember this?
Yep.
He would only play on grass pitches, which, hey man, if you only want to play so many games, because there's a ton of MLS stadiums that are turf.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Messi's the same way.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think that was part of his deal.
Kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know that for the World Cup, a lot of I think they want just grass pitches, and that's why for that Copa America, they were putting down all that new grass, and all the coaches were complaining about it, which I thought was kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
It was literally just a layer of grass. It wasn't an actual full field of grass. Mm-hmm. So it just kept getting kicked up.
Yeah, that was a big point of contention during. I remember specifically the Arsenal United preseason game. They tried it again, and 4 people still got hurt, and Lenny Euro broke his foot in the first couple minutes. Rasmus Højlund messed up his knee. It was bad.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Did you know most of the European clubs do a hybrid?
I
turf?
did know that.
Yeah, I found out about this just a year or so ago. They essentially use artificial grass, and then they let the roots of the real grass weave around it so it doesn't kick up as much.
Yeah, I heard it's for every blade of grass, there's blade of turf, it's 3 pieces of grass, and a blade of turf, then 3 pieces of grass. It's super crazy specific.
Yeah.
Nice. Fusion skin grass.
Justin,
what's
man, you got a weird obsession with fusion skin, brother.
Yeah,
it's
he
your
does.
word of the week. You're fusion
It just
skin.
keeps coming up. Look, I'm sorry.
I bet you if the icons were fusion skin, he wouldn't be complaining about it.
Oh, guarantee it. Guarantee it, sir. Okay, so my choice, I went with the 2008 LA Galaxy away kit. Now, this is a pretty boring kit overall. It's just dark blue, the gold lines, kind of that team geist with the big collar. But the reason I specifically picked this kit is because this is when Beckham was playing there. And to me, this is the end of baggy jerseys.
Yes.
like this, I remember this is when Beck still had to like tuck his jersey in like crazy because it was like always hanging over and he had the big long sleeves. And so, yeah, this is like, we talked about how we all miss baggy jerseys. So this was like my ode to like, au revoir baggy jerseys. So, yeah. I just added like that dark blue on a LA Galaxy kit.
Pretty sick, dude.
It's a good looking Galaxy kit. I'll be honest.
Thanks,
Herbalife, man.
Yeah.
Get that MLM.
Gotta get that, I was going to say, got to get that Ponzi scheme going on.
For real.
All right, Colby. Let's get to the question of the week.
All right, boys. Let's get this final question out of the way. This is kind of in theme here, but are all the good boots behind us with this Tiempo 10, man? I'm saddened. I feel like I don't want to spoil anything, but I bought another old Tiempo, and I honestly think it's because it's like a coping mechanism for what happened today. It's like, dude, F this. Like, I'm gonna get an older one. Like it. Is everything
like, take that, Nike? I bought an old boot.
Yeah. Well, technically, the guy that got the money, not Nike, but yeah, dude, it just sucks. It just sucks. Everything good's in the past.
Matt, you can go ahead. You started off.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm really thinking about it, like, if I'm thinking about all the boots that have either been there since like I was a kid, so like, for instance, the Tiempo, the Predator, the F50. I mean, the F50 just came back, and it arguably is, mediocre. I think the Mercurial, even though it's comfortable, mediocre compared to its past. The only one that's still going, obviously we just talked about the Tiempo, but the only one that's still going strong is the Predator. I would argue the Predator is probably the best it's been, arguably, in its entire lifespan as far as just performance goes. I know a lot of people are probably going to hate that comment, but yeah, I think the only one we still got going is the Tiempo, or not the Tiempo, I'm sorry, the Predator. So yeah, I don't know. And there's not many lines of boots that are like less than 2 years old that I'm like really excited about. Maybe, yeah, because like all the New Balance stuff has been here for a few years now. So yeah, I don't know. I think I agree.
I'm gonna say that I think that nostalgia plays a huge role in our lives in general, with movies, TVs, everything. So I think that we kind of get rose-tinted glasses. Do I think that the best boots and like all the good ones are behind us? No, because like let's call a spade a spade. Like Superfly 1, 2, 3, dog shit. The most dog shit of dog shit boots. And then the Superfly 4 got better, and then the 5 was better, and and as time goes on, I think things get better. But I think that the way I kind of look at boots and these different lines is kind of like they're just seasons, man. Like some are gonna have really positive and high going seasons, and other ones are gonna be like in winter where it's dead and desolate and we hate them. Like the Phantom line has gone through that a ton. I would say the Mercurial really hasn't for a long time. The Mercurial has been pretty positive. The Tiempo is kind of in a lull, but like the resurrection of the Predator, like go back in time, man. Go back to the Predator, the X, arguably the Addy Power, the LZ, the LZ2, the Instinct, the 18. Like nobody thought we would be where we are at the Predator. So like it does suck ass, and I totally get it. But like, while it's hard to let go of things like a Tiempo, like, in all honesty, like something better could be on the horizon. Like we can't see the forest for the trees yet. You know what I mean? Like it hurts. We've got to cut down some of those dead branches, and it sucks ass because it's our favorite tree. But like sometimes better things can grow from it.
Yeah.
Like that spark of positivity, Justin.
You got it. I got these Ronaldo Spark Positivity boots right behind me that have inspired me. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys a question, and I was thinking about this all week. Okay, is there a moment in football history where when you remember that moment, it makes you exclusively think of a specific boot in a specific colorway?
Yes, Liverpool won the 2019 Champions League final. It was against Tottenham, and VVD was on that team, and he was wearing the Tiempo Legend 7s, the outgoing colorway, which was the white, orange, and black swoosh. Gorgeous
Is that
boot.
the,
And I own
the
that
spray
boot.
painty one?
Mhm.
I think it was Euphoria or something.
Yep, Euphoria
Okay.
pack, and yeah, I own that one at the same time, which is
Great.
really cool.
Cool.
I got one. I forget the exact details, so don't kill me in the comments. But it was that messy run that won. I forget what award, but it was like they had it on like sports science, where it was like one of the craziest goals. So he dribbles down the right side, beats like two people, cuts back, and then like scores left-footed near post.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about? He, like,
I know what you're talking
dribbles
about.
past three people with like two moves, and then
Yeah.
Is it the one that always pops up on social media? It's like better Messi, Messi. Yeah,
probably. It was that, and I think it was the Tiempo 2015 Tiempo, his signature white, black, and red color that he was wearing during that. It always reminds me of like that specific dribble.
Very nice. Great shouts. I think of the Zidane headbutt. Gold absolutes. Like, I just think that was such an iconic moment for such an iconic boot and colorway. Like, again, I know tons of people who don't know football that know that moment. They don't even know his name, but they just know the guy that headbutted. So, yeah, I thought of the headbutt, and I thought of those boots, and then it made me think of that. So, that's it. You guys got anything else you want to add this week?
No, I'm just hoping next week's more positive, man. I'm so down.
I agree.
I'm so down.
Jeez.
I will say I do feel like something is on the horizon. There's
There you
some good positive stuff coming this year or maybe early next year.
Yeah.
So,
And just remember, just because a song ends doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy the music. Colby,
wow.
tell the people where they can find you.
You guys can find me at Kicking with Colbs on Instagram and on YouTube.
Matt?
You can find me at Burns Boots on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Very nice. You can find me at Texas Cleat Collector on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, where I never post on YouTube or anything, to be honest. You can find us at bootcastpod on Instagram. And as always, go down, hit like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends and family.